Hey there everybody, today I'll be playing some AI War Fleet Command along with a bunch of the DLC that came with it when I bought it on Steam. And I will be generating a new world right now. Okay, so I've taken a fair bit of time and generated a bunch of new map seeds and found one I think I liked. Now I'm going to be fighting against two random moderate or easier AIs on the normal difficulty setting. So this modifies the way they act in the game and different traits that they're going to have, and this represents just straight up how difficult they're going to be. I'll be playing this alone, so that I have all the time in the world to worry about, when to fit in a couple hours here and there for this. And I've just got to decide on my starting faction. I very much think that holding Jahas right here is going to be important on this map, because you can see it connects tons of systems. If I can hold this, I have tons of attack avenues, and I really secure this whole northern part of the map with just holding a couple more key systems. So, I want to keep that in mind. Let's see. Armor is good. Raptor. Let's see. I think if we go for this tank, we'll be good. The space tank. Heavily armored with low speed and modest range, but a strong attack, excellent against heavily defended targets in the same manner as bombers. So with this, I will quickly sweep over and take Jahas, which will give me access to all this northern part of the map. I can then focus my defenses here, over in Drevrai, okay, and up here, and God, these names are stupid. Zed. I'll focus my defenses over in Z, T, J, and D. And I should be pretty safe. As for my settings, if you want to take a look, feel free to pause the video if you want to replicate them, see how I'm playing, so on and so forth. Pretty much all just standard. So here we go. Alright, we're in. Now, if you've never played AI Wars Fleet Command before, the interface is fairly interesting and unique. From a long range, you get these visual representations of all your units and structures. They scale so you always can see them, and they're generally what you use to command your fleet. However, if you zoom in, you get these high-res graphical representations of it, so you actually have an idea of what you're dealing with. And it helps give you more immersion to the game world. So, we have our mercenary ship dock, our space dock, which is just our standard unit production facility, and our starship constructor, which builds capital ships, and is more important later in the game once you start having to worry about having massive support ships. So, the first thing we're going to do is build some of those space tanks that we have access to. We'll set it on repeating, set our rally point, and build as many of these as we can. As you can see, it's going to chew through resources up here, and we'll see our little guys pop out. Now over here we've got engineer drones. These are basically your workers. You come with 2 of them by default, and we can make more from our orbital command station. So this is our home system, and where we're going to build a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to plunk down a bunch of these. You can see they're being built over time, and the engineer drones already in existence will help build more. Alright, so we don't really have to worry about defense right now, which is good, because otherwise, if we did, the AI would just show up and murder us and we'd be dead. There's really nothing you can do about early attacks right away. Eventually, we'll have to set up some defenses, we'll put up some turrets and stuff like that, but for now, I want to focus on colonization. So I'm going to put down a colony ship. We've got plenty of power. We're generating science from our research vessel right here. And I'm not too worried about building or researching new stuff yet. I will eventually, but for now, I'm going to focus on colonization. Focus on colonization. So, we've got our colony ship here. And this guy is still churning out all of these space tanks. So as you can see, we've got 40 that we can still build, and our fleet here is up to something ridiculous. 156 at 100% of 100% collective health. Now, let's see down here. We might want to consider... Yeah, I think we're going to make a flagship to go along with this. I would like to get a flagship, actually, yeah. Let's build one of these. So it's going to take 40 seconds, as long as it has access to all the resources it needs. And we've run out of space to build more space tanks. I'm going to build a scout drone quickly. Not going to have it repeat that. I just want one to send out and check the first system we're going to attack, which is going to be Jahas, J for short. Control right-click to send this scout through. And I will position the rest of my fleet right around it. I'm going to map this to Control 1. So, as you can see, we reached a bottleneck in production. Luckily, it was almost done, but we ran out of crystals for a moment, and we were running dangerously low on metals. So those are the two resources you have to worry about managing. Let's see what's through here. So our scout popped through here, and probably retreated to the outer edge of the system, where it should be mostly safe. See, there aren't too many defenses here. This looks like their AI orbital command station. So this is their main structure. We're going to have to try and break this down. There's also a warp gate here that we're going to have to take care of. This allows the AI fleets to jump into this system and harass us. If we destroy that, even if we don't do anything else, we will have reduced the amount of damage we'll be taking from them over time. They've got some defensive structures up. We're going to try and not have to deal with those. And you can see here how many systems we're going to gain access to once we're in this thing. So here's the real problem. The command station is down here. However, it's got a shield generator all the way up here that we're going to have to kill off first before the shield for the command station goes down, which we will do our best to do. So let's take our massive fleet and move our flagship with it, so we get bonuses, and move them through. This is going to be our first main attack. Okay, we've destroyed the main fleet that they had sitting there. We're going to move all the way over here for now. So we want to start breaking down. Actually, let's take care of their fleets first. I feel like that should be our top priority. Our flagship taking some damage. Pull it back in the middle of our fleet. The flagship isn't going to do a ton of damage by itself, and there it goes. Most of our damage is coming from our tank ships. We've got an issue. They've got bulletproof fighters here, which means our tanks are rendered pretty useless. So we're going to have to go for a straight suicide attack on this force field, break it down, take out their command station shield generator, and then go kill the command station itself, and take control of the system. We can't really fight back against these bulletproof fighters. We can nuke down the standard fighter. Let's see. The shield generator's down to 60% health. I think we should be able to do it and force them to retreat. See, our fleet here is pretty massive, but undiversified. That's really the problem with building this massive undiversified fleet, is that you can't do damage to things like bulletproof fighters or anything with immunity to the type of damage you're doing. But we will push on with the attack. While this is happening, I'm going to jump back here, head back to our ship dock, and tell it to make more fighters and replace them as we're losing them. You can also set rally points, so I could have these guys heading directly into the fight if I built a structure in the other system and have them rally in. But for now, I just want this fleet in reserve. We're also going to make some standard fighters and eventually bombers. Alright, Alright, let's kill this shield station. Down to 80% already. We've lost about 30 ships so far. Our fleet is down to 96% of its total health pool. But their command station is now vulnerable. All we have to do is get down there and end it. So, part of the problem we had bringing in our flagship was this orbital mass driver that I failed to notice. It's basically a massive cannon in space that destroys capital ships, or makes it suicidal to bring them in. That's why we lost so much health so quickly. Let's go kill these fighters here. So we got 107 enemy ships remaining on this planet. Most of them are going to be left here simply because we don't have fighters or something to shoot down their bulletproof fighters. Back here, let's see what our fleet's looking like now. You can see very quickly our fleet's already growing to impressive sizes. We've built all of that, so let's add bombers onto it. And move these guys to a farther away rally point so they don't crowd up our force field area. So we're definitely taking a beating. We lost another 10-15 ships just on this little trip down here. And we're now contending with some of their shock ships, which are going to do a ton of damage. But we're going to have to press on and do what we can. At this point, failure is not an option. In fact, let's just nuke down this command center right now and get it over with. Down it goes, and then we're going to start retreating out of this system. Yeah, there we go. So anybody who wasn't engaged in combat with us is going to retreat into the other systems that they own and try and save as many people as they can. We, on the other hand, are going to stay here and do as much damage as we can. Alright, let's head over here and move in. Oh, we're still producing bombers. Well, that's going to take a while. We're going to take this fleet, rename it Fleet Number 2. It's made of 431 ships, almost 4 times as large as our assault fleet. Oh, we're actually losing ships very rapidly now. Down to 35. We desperately need these reinforcements. So fleet number 2 gonna have a lot more damage, a lot more punching power, and I believe it should be able to take down the bulletproof fighters I'm dealing with. Everything, send them to attack, take out these missile frigates here. Unfortunately, we lost all of our tanked fighters. We're left only with this new fleet, which really is comprised of basically all of those plus some extra stuff, because we've still been building everything back home. You can see if new ships are pumped out. That says we're losing them in the fight. Send them through again. Now I want to try and clear as many structures as possible that won't be captured. That way we reduce the amount of damage we'll take if they attack. And generally it's just a good idea to mop up. Yep, so the bulletproof fighters are not immune to our bombers. Incredibly useful. These guys here to intercept these ships. And it's time to bring in our colony ship, I think. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Going to send it through. Make sure it's got an escort on this side. So we would like to keep it alive. So this same orbital mass driver that took down my flagship so quickly before is actually going to be captured by us once we set up our flagship. Now the question of where to set up my colony ship is debatable. I could set it up on the outskirts, but I think I'm going to set it up right beside my central home system. Let's set this down right here, and we're going to go for a military orbital command station. It won't be as good for producing metals and crystals and energy and things like that, but we will have access to better guns and equipment and that sort of stuff. And this is going to be our main staging area. So if an attack's coming in, this is going to be where we're going to try and stop it. So we're going to set that here. And once that's up, we can put up some engineering bots. And once we have the engineering bots, we can put up defenses and really start solidifying our hold on the system. You can see they're trying to sneak in a fighter to try and take it down. Doesn't do anywhere near enough damage. The player structures are generally a lot more sturdier than the AI structures. Just to give the person time to respond, otherwise they just die almost instantly. Alright, let's bring our fleet together. Put everything under fleet number 1. Back here, we haven't lost too many ships lately. And that's the... Oh, space plane. Cloaking, that's an issue. So as you can see, our military outpost is taking some pot shots at this thing as they come close. Now we are going to build first some engineer drones. A bunch of these here, because eventually we're going to switch our production facilities to this system as well to give us the most flexibility in where our ships end up. We now got control of this warhead interceptor and this mass driver. So good static defenses against both missiles and from capital ships. These engineer bots will also repair us. You can bring them along into other systems if you want to support a larger fleet and keep it going. But really, it's not too much of an issue right now. It's easier just to rebuild ships and keep your engineers safe. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is put up a force field generator. We'll probably end up having two, one to support our outpost and one to support our wormhole. Really, I probably should have put them close enough together that the force field generator covers both, but it's questionable. Yeah, let's do this. Put two force fields up. Later on, I might move this command station over there. Oh, crap. So yes, you see, we've got an attack of 106 AI-2 bulletproof fighters and one starship coming into Jahas in 3 minutes. So we've got 3 minutes to prepare for this attack, and we're going to have to try and get as many defenses up as possible. So we're going to start with some lightning turrets that I'm going to spread in between like this. This will take care of anything that tries to get really close to our force fields. Anything like bombers that try and hug up right next to them. Missile turrets will be our long-range force projection weapons. They'll make sure that you can't just sit at long ranges and take pot shots. Let's see, what else can we get? We'll get some snipers as well. And scatter around some laser turrets. Now there's one more thing I want to add. They are tractor beams, which are amazing. We're going to scatter these around like this. And these will catch enemy ships as they come in to try and get to this wormhole. Once this force field goes down, these tractor beams will catch them and let them get the shit kicked out of them by all my defenses. These actually make really good stationary defenses on wormholes that you don't control very well. You stack them around them and put in lightning turrets. So you hold everything in place and then beat the shit out of them with AoE damage. So we got some more time, and more defenses are always good, especially in an important system like this. So we're going to up the number of missile turrets. Get some different types of missile turrets. These are faster but lower damage missile turrets. And let's see, sniper turrets, which I believe hit anything on the map. But I'm not going to do that because they'd be best used planted kind of over here. And that's really not useful to me right now, because I won't be able to defend it anyways. So, let's throw in some of these basic turrets as well. So this place is going to have to hold against pretty much any attack that I can expect to face. If it falls, my entire empire is going to fall. This is the fulcrum that I will leverage my forces with. Some reinforcements here. Let's see if I can get a flagship out quickly. I'll be up in 40 seconds. I really should have started building that sooner. I'm going to see if I can get my fleet over there and save that mass driver. I don't think I'm going to be able to. So unfortunately we're going to lose this mass driver. It would have been very nice to keep that safe from starships, but they just came in and nuked it down, and I can't split my defenses. So I'm going to pull my ships back, just have them defend my things over here, keep them out of the force fields because you do less damage from inside. And we're going to let my defenses do their thing. Some of the forces are splitting around different systems. We don't control any of them yet, so there's no point trying to contest that. But here you'll see the force fields. So as they come in, this force field turret's grabbed a bunch of them, keeping them out of their effective range and letting us beat the shit out of them for the time being. I should be able to keep my fleet mostly safe right now. One thing I'm going to have to be careful about is them circling around. For example, if they go up over here and down, or anything like that, especially if they sneak in like that, so up here to Bangal and down into my home system, that could be an issue. But I think for now, we're moderately safe. Although I am going to put up some turrets around my home system to keep it safe. Let me see. I want the turrets. What can we build? Let's go with some of these rapid-fire missile turrets. Tractor beams to keep them away and out of their range, hopefully. And some basic turrets to beat the shit out of anything that comes close. And this should add up to a pretty decent amount of defense. No, but this game will beat the shit out of you. It's intended to be an unfair game where you're fighting against an opponent that's faster, stronger, and smarter than you. You only win by playing it strategically and slowly. You're supposed to go unnoticed until they can't do anything to stop you. So we've got remains builders that I will add a couple of. And we will build some cleanup drones to take out any wrecks that the enemy player ends up building over here. That will stop them from rebuilding their wrecks and allow me to rebuild mine, which will be useful. Metal harvester's repairing up here, and for now, a piece is going to descend before we make our next move. Really, taking stuff over in this is a very short-term, hectic encounter, at which point you sit back, you catch your breath, and you decide how best to advance. For now, I'm going to build some more capital ships. Let's see. I'll probably build a bomber ship. Maybe a scout. Really not sure yet. Bunch of stuff we can build, and we can start looking into getting different types of technology. This science lab has almost outlived its usefulness. It can only gather 3,000 knowledge from each planet. After that, the scientific innovations of the system are just tapped out. Which is actually something we're going to have to build here now. Construction. Not turrets. Economy? Yeah, there we go. So science lab, which we'll put next to this. But we still have this comm. And I will exploit this comm to do some researching. So research consumes knowledge and unlocks stuff for you. So, I think what I'm going to do is unlock my Space Tank Mark II, since that's really forming the basis of my fleet right now. So we've unlocked that. I'm also going to get Missile Frigate, I think. Yeah, and Missile Frigate Mark II. We head back to my home system. You can see, yeah, the science lab here is exhausted. But we can now do some cool stuff. Namely, go here and build a bunch of new ships. So each tier here has a limit to how many ships can be built, but unlocking a new tier unlocks a new limit that you can exploit. So the more research you do, it's not just the better your ships get, it's the more ships you gain access to. Take these two flagships, and these will form the basis for my next fleet. Alright, so comm has descended, we've done some research, and now we can start planning for our next assault during the next episode of AI Wars. I'm thinking Drevery, right down here, is going to be our best candidate. With this, Jahas and our home system will be able to seal off the entire north, exterminate all of the AI, and really focus our defenses on these three while we amass a massive fleet and go out hunting for the AI cores. So next time on AI Wars, we will expand our fleet, expand our empire, and strike back against the mechanized menace. Until then, thanks for watching. I've been Various Ren. I'll see you next time.